Your teachers are probably the best people to be able to see when those changes might start to happen in their students as well. To maybe if a student is not comfortable bringing that up, the teachers are probably pretty in tune to their students to be able to recognize that and maybe offer that to the student or the family.
No, absolutely. When we were full remote in the spring, I had a couple conversations with elementary teachers, and they were, reaching out to their students, through Zoom or another online. And I know I heard one teacher say, what's really been interesting is I've developed some better relationships with students. And I had a call with one of the students, and I could just tell they weren't themselves at 6 o'clock in the evening. And this was the time that we scheduled. Got off the Zoom. I called mom and dad and said, do you mind if I call back? Because I just want to talk to them, and had a 25-minute conversation about what the student was feeling. And really that's a gift for us, that we're seeing that time, that ability to connect remotely in certain circumstances has led to maybe more meaningful conversations where before it was bell to bell and you're on your way. So during this time, there's been instances where, because things have slowed down a little bit, not great for academics, but certainly a benefit for that teacher to give that extra set of eyes on that student to notice things maybe they weren't seeing before. So that's not, and as we start to transition into more time, those teachers' eyes and ears are more important than ever.
Well, I think what you said about some students actually prospering in this situation and some maybe not doing so well is probably consistent everywhere. I just spoke to your friend Matt Geha a couple of weeks back, and he had recited basically the same thing, that they are seeing, some kids that are doing incredibly well in this environment. And then, in the real estate community, there's a study that's done every year by the National Association of Realtors that finds out the production of real estate agents when they work from home and then when they work in an office. And on the greater whole, agents' productivity can drop almost 30% when they move back to their home. So I can see how being a little more isolated, and I don't even know if isolated is the right word, but they're not in a large social environment they're accustomed to, could affect the productivity of kids taking tests, doing homework, and being more consistent at the work they do, because maybe that freedom allows maybe a little too much freedom.
No, that's a great point. And that's consistent with what we're hearing from our staff and from families as well. And even in the same household, you'll have one child that is really doing well and gets the online piece and how to do the hybrid and navigate that. And their brother or sister are really struggling in the same household. So some of it comes down to that person and how they can organize and what they respond to. And so, it's hard to predict what works best.
Well, and I can appreciate the comments you made about how some kids could prosper better working at home. I remember in junior high having one particular Barry Sachs kid in school that loved to pick on me. I think he was really jealous. So I really kind of felt sorry for him, but I know that I would have probably thrived a little bit better in that scenario.
It's funny because I knew a Barry Sachs player in junior high who was very popular. All the girls loved him. He had beautiful hair, liked Marvin Gaye, liked Mustangs. Very different experience, very different memory.
Everyone, this has been Tom Hosler, Superintendent of Perrysburg Schools. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been Coffee with Eddie. We will see you next month.